Hey guys, Deju22 here, and before I go any further, I'm just going to let you guys know that what I have to say involves my character from my wrestling video, so what I have to say is not real. It's a storyline, so to speak, so in other words, don't take it too seriously, okay? This is just a storyline, so don't take it that seriously, okay? Alright, moving on. Well, guys, I'm back from the hospital after what Ten did to me in that Hell in a Cell match. I lost so much blood. Thankfully, the medical staff had a good surplus of blood for them to transplant it into me, but I mean, I'm feeling much better, and I got my wits about me, but it was so tough, especially when I got thrown, from off the cell roof onto the table, the announce table, and then I get slammed through the cell into the ring, and to make matters worse, I got busted open thanks to Ten. So I would love nothing more than to get payback for him. Like, to get payback onto him. Which is what I'm trying to say. However, the big story from the Elimination Chamber Super Show was that just before I was set to face 10, the new superstar that was supposed to have a one-on-one match to have for his debut, instead decided to take matters into his own hands by threatening to slit my dad with a knife and possibly even kill him. So I was not too happy about that, especially since I was just getting ready and I was about to take my dad to the luxury suite. For all the years that he's done so much for me in my life, I wanted to treat him well, but unfortunately with what happened, he put a knife to my dad's neck and put him up for ransom, and the only way I could save him was to give that superstar what he wanted. And unless you watched the WWE Championship Chamber match, he entered the match, and he would actually go on to win the match and become the new WWE champion, and win the championship. Okay. I got my words mixed up, so I apologize for that. But my point is, the guy who won the championship is Joseph Kony. And safe to say, I am not very happy about it, especially how he strong-armed his way into it. Like, those 5 other guys, including The Rock, or actually The Rock was taken out by 3 other guys, and I asked him about Joseph Kony and if they had anything to do with him. But they didn't. They just simply wanted to beat up The Rock so bad. Did Bourne, Regal, and Kid. But then when The Rock was taken out, I was scrambling to find a replacement. And although Kony replaced The Rock, the other 5 guys have to feel like they had just gotten gypped. Especially my good friend MG Blue. Although in Blue's case, he did draw a better number than Kony did, but Kony he picked his spots and he won. Now, as much as I want to strip him of the title, I cannot legally do so. The board of directors can't do it. So, I'm pretty much shit out of luck in that department. Now, as far as WrestleMania is concerned, or WrestleMania 3 in my universe, not the real WrestleMania 3 in real life, but in my universe, it's going to be WrestleMania 3. Now, if the main event of WrestleMania 3 was to stay as is, it would be Zorro taking on new WWE champion Joseph Kony, which it would be a great match. But even before Kony won the title, the biggest problem would have been Capitan Monasterio and his long-standing feud with Zorro. and I would have been compelled to put Monasterio in just so that, Zorro has a fair shot at winning the championship rather than getting screwed or getting disqualified at the behest or at the expense, or how do I put this? Thanks to Monasterio, so Zorro wanted to protect from that, and I was fine with it. But now we have 4 problems. One is Monasterio, and then it's my problems. All three, the other 3 problems involve me in some way. Number 1 is the champion, Joseph Kony, and you know what? After learning about what he does outside of the ring and what he did against my dad when he was wrestling, Joseph Kony wanted to be champion so bad that pretty soon he would come to blows with my dad back in the 90s, like the first half of the 90s going into 97. And it wasn't until 97 that he finally got the championship, but it came at the cost of my dad's career. Although, to be fair, he was looking to retire anyway, but my point is, my dad and Kony have came to blows when they came to blows in the 90s. And now I'm the one that has to come to blows with him in the 2010s. But I also realize that there are 2 other problems. Now, if I was to put myself in the match simply to get revenge, I would still have 2 problems. I would still have the problems I've had with 10, and to a lesser extent, the problems I've had with Danny Derpenzano. So in total, we have 4 problems with the main event if it was to stay as is. So, I thought about it. I've had a lot of time to think about it, especially once I recovered and I got the blood transplant and I got my wits about me. Ever since then, I've been thinking about it, and I suggested the solution to the board of directors, because any time there's a match that involves yours truly, then it's up to the board of directors to approve or not. So I suggested to them, why not have an Elimination Chamber match? And of course they would go on to, reject it at first, but then I explained to them what I just explained to you, the problems that a one-on-one match would have if it was to stay as is. So I gave the board of directors time to think about it as well, and the vote came back as this. In terms of percentage, 80% said yes and 20% said no, and of course majority rules. So what that means is we're going to have ourselves an Elimination Chamber match at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. So that's going to be huge for WrestleMania, because that takes away any potential matches that, myself, Derpenzano, 10, and Monasterio would have had if it was to stay as is. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. I just had to deal with Toadette. Just giving me some papers for later on. But anyways, yeah, that would have taken it. That would, how do I put this? The chamber match would take away any potential matches that myself, 10, Derpenzano, and Monasterio would have had. But hey, this is a good way for not only myself to get revenge against Derpenzano for low-blowing me, to get revenge against 10 for really putting the hurt on me, and for Joseph Kony for even trying to kill my dad. And he mentioned himself that he would have killed him if he didn't get what he wanted. Which scares me, not because, he's scary, but it scares me because I'm scared for my dad. And it also provides an opportunity for Zorro and Monasterio to settle their differences in the Elimination Chamber as well. So there's 6 guys, and only one was going to leave the WWE Championship. But I will say this, Cody, when it's all said and done, I'll see to it that you don't leave alive. As for all the other matches for WrestleMania, we'll find out what other matches are going to be made by the time we get to WrestleMania. So from now and until WrestleMania begins, I will not have very many matches. In fact, I'll have very few matches and plenty of build-up to the main event, which is going to be the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. So, with that said, enjoy the videos, and I'll see you later. Peace.